Hello my dear students, once again welcome to your online class. Today we will be studying about the chapter energy from your physics textbook. So first comes what is energy. So the energy here I have written, the energy is the capability or the capacity of a body to do work. Okay, so now coming to the work, what is work? So in physics the work is defined as whenever we apply a force and if that object moves, then that is said to be the work. Okay, so here the energy just means that how capable of body is doing a certain amount of work. So simply the definition of energy is going to be the energy is the capability of a body to do a work. Now coming to the units of energy. Okay, now since I already told you that the energy here just refers to the capacity of doing work, so the unit of energy will be same as that of the work. So the work has two kind of energy, that is the SI and the CGS system. Okay, so in SI system the unit of work is joule and in CGS the unit is hour. Okay, so it's very important for you to remember the units of energy SI and as well as both CGS. Because in test or in the examination the question may be like define energy and write down its SI and CGS unit. So you may simply write that the energy is the capability of a body to do work, its SI unit is joule whereas its CGS unit is hour. Okay. So the next topic we are going to discuss is how is the energy related to work. So simply the energy means the capacity of a body to do work. So whoever can do more amount of work, it means that he has a more amount of energy as well, and whoever does a lesser work, so he has a lesser energy. Or you may understand in this way also, if you keep on working for a longer period of time, what happens? The energy of your body gets exhausted. Okay, so therefore the work and energy, they are directly proportional to one another. Thus if W represents the work, then the work is directly proportional to the energy. So simply you may write that the energy of a body is directly proportional to the work done. So here in this chapter we will be discussing about the certain forms of energy. Okay, so of which the most important is the mechanical energy. Okay, so now what is the mechanical energy? So the mechanical energy, so before learning the mechanical energy, you must also know that the body has two states. I have said you in your earlier classes as well, the body has a two state, that is the rest and the motion. So a body can either be in rest or be in motion. You can see many of the objects in the surrounding which is at rest. For example, a fan, when it is switched off, a fan is at rest. Okay, and when you switch it on, the fan comes to motion. So a body cannot be in rest and cannot be in motion at the same time. So the body has a two states. So here mechanical energy refers to the energy that the body possesses due to its state. So if something is at rest, it also has a mechanical energy. If something is in motion, it also has a mechanical energy. But since this mechanical energy is due to the two kind of state, either of due to rest or due to motion. So therefore the mechanical energy is of two kinds. Okay, so the mechanical energy are of two kinds. If the mechanical energy is due to rest, then it is defined as potential. It is defined as potential energy. Okay, and if the mechanical energy is due to the motion of an object, then it is referred to as kinetic energy. Okay, so now we can easily define the potential energy and the kinetic energy. So what will you say? The potential energy is the mechanical energy posed due to the body which is at rest. Or you can also say the potential energy is the energy posed by the body due to virtue of its rest. And coming to the kinetic energy is the energy posed by the body due to its state of motion. So is that clear? But both are mechanical energy. Okay, so the mechanical energy are of two kinds, the kinetic energy and the potential energy. So now how do we measure the kinetic energy or potential energy is, when you will go to class 9, you will also learn how to derive the expression for the potential energy and as well as the kinetic energy. But now you just remember the formula. The potential energy is usually represented by U. Okay, so U is equals to M, G and H. Okay, so this is the formula to find the potential energy, where U represents the potential energy, M is the mass of a body, G is the acceleration due to gravity, whose value is 9.8 meter per second square. And what is H? H is the height of an object from the ground. Suddenly you are at a 5 meter above the ground, then you will put the value as 5. Now coming to the measure of the kinetic energy. So kinetic energy here refers to the body in motion. So therefore if a body is moving with a velocity of v, then the kinetic energy K can be given by half of mv square. Okay, so this represents the expression for the kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy here I can say it is directly proportional to the velocity. Higher is the speed or velocity, the more will be the kinetic energy. Okay, and here coming to the potential energy, it's directly proportional to the height. That means the body at a greater height will have a more potential energy than the body which is at a lower level. So that is what is a potential energy. So apart from kinetic energy, there are various other forms of energy that you can read from your textbook as well. So we'll discuss few of them. So the first one being the chemical energy. So what is the chemical energy? The chemical energy is the energy posed by the body due to its molecular arrangement, okay, or due to the composition of the body itself. Whatever the energy the body has, that is defined as the chemical energy. Like the energy even the living beings also has. Why do we have energy? How can we do our work? Because we eat food, our intestine digests it and releases the energy in the form of ATPs. Okay, so the energy posed by the living beings due to its chemical composition is known as a chemical energy. So all the plants and as well as the non-living beings also. For example, the battery. Okay, so the battery, inside the battery a chemical is stored in it, due to which it has the stored chemical energy. Coming to the sound energy. Okay, so the chemical energy is caused due to the chemicals or as a result of chemical reactions. Now coming to the sound energy. The sound energy is the energy posed by the body due to its vibration. Okay, so whenever the body vibrates. Now coming to the word vibrate, what does it mean? Suppose on a tabletop you take a scale. Okay, and with one hand you hold it tightly and with the other hand you push it slightly downward and leave it. What happens? The scale starts vibrating. Okay, so that rapid to and fro motion of a body is said to be the vibration. And in that case, you must have experienced that you can hear a sound as well. Okay, so the sound energy is the energy produced due to the vibrating objects. So whenever the certain objects vibrate, they produces a sound energy. And even the mosquitoes, yes, their wings, it flips so fast, it vibrates. So that's why when the mosquito comes near your ear, you can hear a sound. Another is the light energy. So what is the light energy? The light energy is the energy that produces the sensation of vision in our eye. It is due to light energy that we are capable of seeing the things. So the largest source of light energy is the sun, that provides heat and as well as light to all the living beings and non-living beings on the earth. So there is another known as the magnetic energy. So the magnetic energy is the energy posed by the magnets. Now what are magnets? The magnets are those substances which can attract the magnetic substances towards it. Like if something is capable of attracting an iron, then that is a magnet, and the energy posed by that magnet is said to be the magnetic energy. Now coming to the nuclear energy now. What is the nuclear energy? You will learn in your higher classes that the two small nucleus, okay, the two smaller nucleus A and B, they can combine to give the larger nucleus C. Okay, so in that case a huge amount of energy is generated. Or the reciprocal is also possible, the reverse process. A bigger nucleus, when bombarded means it strikes with electrons or some charged particle. What happens? It splits into two smaller nucleus. Okay, so in this case also a huge amount of energy is generated. Okay, so such energy is said to be the nuclear energy. So if asked what is nuclear energy, you may simply write the energy released during the process of nuclear fission that is fission, and this one is fusion. Okay, so when two light nucleus combine, it is known as a nuclear fusion reaction. And when one large nucleus breaks into two, it's known as a nuclear fusion reaction. Okay, so you will write the nuclear energy is the energy produced by the reaction of nuclear fusion or fission, is known as a nuclear energy. Okay, so these are the different forms of energy that we see in our day-to-day life. Apart from that, we have the energy known as a muscular energy also. So the energy that is produced with our muscular movement is known as a muscular energy. So is that clear? So today we'll just keep the topic short. So in the next class we'll be learning some more topics related to this chapter. Till then, study these topics and stay at home and stay safe. Thank you.